The Intersections project is funded by the Building Bridges program that's taking place at different college campuses. And the idea is to change some of the perceptions, especially amongst millennials, around what the term Muslim means.
The Mitchell Center has experimented a lot with how to create projects that are really deeply engaged in the communities around us. So whether that be our local neighborhood, our campus community, or other parts of the city of Houston or the University of Houston. What we found is that art can be an ideal way to build trust among groups that do not typically interact with each other. That we started Intersections with this idea that art might serve as a catalyst to create a campus conversation about difference and about understanding one another. We're trying to get the right people in the room, faculty, student groups, student leadership, and members of the artistic community to all talk to each other about how to do this.
The Intersections project has at its core really kind of emphasizing and underscoring the global nature of Islamic art. What is Islamic art? Who are the people and what are the concerns politically and religiously and socially that are relevant to these artists?
But the whole world, the devil now lives in the Middle East, and it's a story. It's because people, it's narratives that tells this, and we need new stories. And as theater maker, our work is to create narratives, new paradigms coming from our region of the world. We are in a big need of stories, new stories, and this is what we do.
As an art center, we believe that art can really be an ideal platform for this kind of dialogue to take place. We have asked artists to come in and be the ambassadors of our center, really building that knowledge and helping to change attitudes and change perceptions across our campus. The Intersections program spanned 3 countercurrent festivals. The initial 4 artists were Ibrahim Quraishi from Berlin, Zoukak Theater Company from Beirut, Lebanon, Slavs and Tatars, a collective also from Berlin, and El Cid, who came from Paris via Tunisia. And then in the final year of the Intersections initiative, we added projects by Dictaphone Group, also from Beirut, and the US-based collective ThinkTank.
This type of work is really difficult because we are responding to Islamophobia, to racism, to fear, but also to hope and to the desire to stand up.
In both installations, we actually talk about very specific stories and oral histories. And I think this is very important because refugee is a very huge, broad term. And so it's very important to see things in context and to look at personal narratives.
Interactivity has a lot of political dimension to it because you're asking people to step in the shoes of other people. You're asking the audience to take sides. You're asking them to write their own thoughts, to make choices. So this is where the balance comes, the intersection of political content or oral histories testimony with interactive installation or interactive performances.
All of the artists have come to my classes. So each of my classes has about 40 people. They've come to all of my history and actually the gender classes as well. And I wish you could see the students at the edge of their seats, eyes wide open to hear what these artists have to say.
I think that artists, especially given our very politically charged climate, we absolutely need these voices out there. We are in desperate need for artistically and humanistically kind of sensitive human beings to just come out and express these really deep dimensions of a community's traditions.
You know, usually comparing like art in the street and art in the gallery, this way you bring art to people instead of bringing people to art, and that's what I like about doing this. Doing art project like that bring back sometimes the humanity and is a mark for other people to be inspired. I hope like I can still be able to do this, you know, with my art, like bringing people together and like culture together.
When you learn to celebrate, appreciate, accept the differences and that there's no my culture is not superior to his culture. We're just celebrating it. Beautiful things come out. Beautiful things. Yeah.
It is an initiative to connect us to the rest of the world, to the rest of the conversations going on. I mean, that is at its broadest level. It is about artists, and it's about artists from the Muslim world, but it's really about having conversations that wouldn't necessarily take place. So here is a particular way to do it, and it's been amazing, transformative, I would say.